Hey everybody, it is noon Eastern time, roughly, on Wednesday, and this is our second live session for the Marketing Success with Your Success Advantage group here on Facebook. Now, today's a little bit different because I'm not just going to be presenting a training session, because today I want to talk to you about promoting launches, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually promote a launch that just happened. Of course, with Murphy's Law, we're starting here a few minutes late because just as I was about to turn the launch on and make it so that people could sign up, of course, my internet died and I had to sort that out. But, you know, we figure these things out and that's what keeps us going forward. So here we are. And the launch is now live of Extreme Traffic System, which just came out right now. So in the last session, and I hope you watched the session from Monday, session number 1, because in that session, I explained that the whole idea of Your Success Advantage is to build an email list in the program that I'm emailing on your behalf. And then I'm going to try to get those people that I'm emailing for you to buy things using your affiliate links. So the faster you can build an email list and the bigger your email list is, the more results I can get for you. So obviously somebody with a 5,000 member email list is going to get a lot more action than somebody with a 50 member list. So you've got to really focus on building that list. And how do you build a list? You build a list by sending traffic quantity and traffic quality to a highly converting offer. So you want high levels of high quality traffic going to something that they're going to be really interested in, and they're going to give you their name and their email address to get. So we give you those offers here inside Your Success Advantage, and those offers kind of break down into 2 different types. One are traditional lead capture funnels where you send traffic to the page is offering some kind of a free report or an ebook or information or video or course. People sign up because they want that information, and now they're on your email list. The other type of way that we put people on your email list is you can promote launches or relaunches inside our network. So today we are launching a new site called Extreme Traffic System, and a lot of our top promoters are going to be sending tons of traffic to those sign-up pages for Extreme Traffic System, because when you launch a program in our niche of, make money online, business opportunities, free website traffic, etc., launches generate a lot of attention, if they're done right. People love launches, and for years and years and years, the foundation of the internet marketing world has been promoting newly launched products, newly launched sites, newly launched training programs, because when it's new, everybody wants to sign up. They have problems this site can help them solve. They want to sign up and give it a try because it's free. It's free to sign up. So free sign up into a site that's going to give them some advantages to help solve their problem is a very high converting offer. So usually launches during the period when they're new are some of the highest converting offers that we can promote inside Your Success Advantage. And so we're constantly coming out with new launches, relaunches, new product launches, etc. Generally, we have one every couple of weeks, a couple of months. We either have a new site launch or we relaunch an old site. So we just finished on Sunday night at midnight a relaunch period of 10x Mailer, for example. So that's a site that I've had since 2015, and now we relaunched it. And we added 1,000 people in just 12 days to the site. And launches are good because they're high converting, but they're also good because when you refer someone to the program, immediately after they join the launch, we're going to make an offer to them to upgrade to premium membership or buy solo ads or buy some product inside the system. Those offers typically convert 5 to 10%. So 5 to 10% of the people who see that upgrade offer decide to become a paid member. The rest of them, of course, stays free members for now, and then we'll work on trying to get them an upgrade over time. But you can drive cold traffic to an offer to get them to join something. We then immediately make an offer for them to buy something, and a certain percentage of them will buy it. And when they buy it, you make a commission. So launches have a tendency to lead towards faster transfer of list member to buyer than do, say, a standard lead capture page. Now, that being said, launches vary in their effectiveness, primarily based on how long it's been since we changed the offer. So right now, the launch of Extreme Traffic System is brand new, and today will be its best converting day. And we're not making any special offer. We're not giving them solo ads. We're not giving them extra credits. We don't have any giveaways, but it's going to be the best converting day because there's tons of people out there with the problem of the fact that they need more traffic for whatever they're promoting. And there's lots of them that will jump on and try something new, even without a big incentive to do so. Now, what's going to happen is over the run of the rest of the week as it goes, the conversions are going to go down. So today will be really great. Tomorrow will be not quite as good. The day after that, not quite as good. And the reason is the concept, which I've talked about in the 10-day sign-up challenge of, when you first go into an orchard, to pick some apples, there's all kinds of apples that are hanging on the lower branches. You can grab those apples. You don't need a ladder. You don't need any special tools. You can fill your basket up really quickly by grabbing the low-hanging fruit. Then if you want more apples, now it's going to take more work. Now you've got to reach up further into the tree. So you've got to work harder to get it. Same thing with your signups. When something new comes out or a new offer comes out, there's lots of people who will join and grab that offer right away. And that's great. But what's going to happen is those easy to get signups are going to start to dwindle as the days go on. And then you're going to have to work harder. You're going to need more traffic to get every signup. Now, we try to counter that with our launches and our offers by changing the offer. So we've got this offer going on right now, which is essentially no bonus for signing up. It's just a new site. Hey, come join it. It just launched. And that will do really well because there's lots of low-hanging fruit. Now, as it gets harder to get those people that are further up on the tree, what we'll do is in a few days, we'll change the offer and we'll come out and we'll give them some bonus. Or we might even change the way we promote it or the angle, the marketing angle that we take. So right now we're taking, hey, the site is new, come join it. So the next marketing angle might be, on Friday when some of the advanced features come out, it might be, hey, come look, all of this is live. This will really help you out. That's not a new bonus. It's just a different conversation that you're having with your prospects. And that conversation might be one that then encourages them to take more action. So we're going to be constantly changing the offer. And every time we change the offer, it's like a new offer. So it's like a new site. So you want to always be promoting when these new offers come out, because that's when conversions are best. So I communicate that with you in Facebook and also via email as to when things are switching over, and you want to be ready to change your promotion plan so that you are ready to promote these new offers when they come out. Of course, as I've said in the 10-day sign-up challenge, if you did that before you joined this group, the other thing that really stirs people to take action is scarcity. So when it's getting near the end of a bonus and we start talking about, hey, this is going to end tomorrow, or it's the last day, or et cetera, that will often punch up conversions too and make conversions really good because there's people that have been sitting on the fence, and you, by knowing that the offer is ending and that their opportunity to be able to get a deal or get a bonus is going to end, they get off the fence and they take action and they join. So the first days and the last days of any offer are generally the best times to promote. So that's why it's important with a new launch like Extreme Traffic System, which just came out literally minutes ago, to get promoting it early. And that's what we're going to do here today in this session. I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually promote the new launch using some of the systems and the ideas that I taught in the 10-day sign-up challenge to actually try to get some sign-ups while there's lots of low-hanging fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and then you will be able to see what I'm doing. So here we go. You should be seeing my screen now and not me, and I should just be up in the corner. And what you should be looking at is the main page of my account at Your Success Advantage. So everybody who's in this group has an account at Your Success Advantage. You've all been emailed your login information. If you haven't, you can go to the login page, members.yoursuccessadvantage.com, and click Forgot Password and have the password emailed to you. Now, everybody who's in Your Success Advantage also had an account set up for them at Extreme Traffic System. And you can see that linked in your account because I set up your account and I linked it. So you see all of these websites that are linked, and hopefully by now and after the session, the first session of this group, you have every website linked here. But if you go to the bottom of that list, you'll find, hey, there's Extreme Traffic System. So that's the new site that's launching today. So I want to go ahead and I want to promote this. So obviously I can log into Extreme Traffic System by just clicking that login link. It takes me right in. So here I am in Extreme Traffic System. And you can see I've already got some signups here. And that, of course, is many of you who are under me in Your Success Advantage. And if you had people under you in Your Success Advantage before the launch, you may find that you've got people under you before you even start promoting, because that's how Your Success Advantage system works. I'm going to be mailing all of your lists starting in the next hour while we're on live here. And I'm going to be telling them, hey, come join Extreme Traffic System. And when I do that and they sign up, they don't go under me, they go under you. So if you brought them into the system because you got them to join a previous launch, or you got them to join a lead capture page, and then I convince them to join Extreme Traffic System, they're going to join under you. And if they purchase anything, you're going to earn the commissions. That's how the whole system works. Okay, so these are all people who were members of Your Success Advantage who joined because I haven't started promoting it to either my list or to cold traffic yet. But when you're in here, this is where you're going to be able to see your results and what you're doing. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do promotions. And if you were part of the 10-day sign-up challenge, you know I created a spreadsheet for organizing that. Now, I have not looked at nor done anything to this spreadsheet in the last few days since the end of the challenge. So I haven't even put in my promotional plan for this week yet in here. But you notice I penciled in new launch on Monday, but then we actually moved the launch to Wednesday instead. But I haven't been in here since the weekend. I, of course, have been promoting and writing code for the new launch. Now, this spreadsheet that I told you to set up, a lot of the features of what this does are now going to be built into Extreme Traffic System. So you'll be able to use Extreme Traffic System, and ultimately some of those features will move over to the members area of Your Success Advantage to do a lot of what I taught to do inside the spreadsheet. So we'll be doing videos showing that as part of the Extreme Traffic System launch as time goes along. But this will be even easier and to manage with Extreme Traffic System now in our tool chest. Okay, so as I mentioned in the earlier training, you should have a promotion calendar. You should plan in advance what you're going to promote. Now, driving cold traffic is not my primary job in the system. That's your job. My job is to convert your cold traffic. So you can see I don't follow the same systems I teach you to follow, because this is not what I do. I haven't done anything to drive cold traffic in the last 5 days, but you should be doing it every day because that's your job in the system. So I'm just going to put nothing no promotion, no promotion. And now today I want to be promoting extreme traffic system. And I told you that you should be setting up this calendar and deciding what you're going to promote for the week, like on Sunday, and then planning ahead and saying, here's what I'm going to promote. But then on the other hand, you have to be ready to change it if something comes up, like a new launch, etc. So, what I will be promoting this week will be extreme traffic system, probably right through to the weekend. Then on Monday, now on Friday, I'll be talking about the fact that the new features that nobody's seen before are now live. So it'll be the same, promoting the same site, but I'm using a different message. So I'll probably promote that on something. And then on Monday, invariably, there will be an extreme traffic system new bonus. I can already say that because I know that by then the conversions are going to be dropping a little bit, and I'll be looking to do something different, and I'll make a better offer in order to get people to keep signing up and keep those conversions high and get those fruit that are higher up on the tree, as we say. So I can kind of plan ahead that this is probably what I'll be promoting over the next few days. Now, just like I said, you have to be willing to call an audible and say, hey, I said I was going to promote this, but it's not converting that well, so I'm going to change my plan. I can change my plan too on the launch. It could be that conversions drop off faster than I think, and I end up having to do this new bonus on Saturday or Sunday. And because what's important to me is that I keep your conversions high on all that traffic that you're sending to the launch. So you have to keep an eye on your email for messages from me, because I may say, hey, new bonus is starting tomorrow instead of Monday. But right now, this is my plan. So this is what I'll be promoting. So today I should be promoting extreme traffic system. Well, where am I going to promote it? Well, I also set up another sheet here in my Google Sheet for all of my traffic sites. And this is where I can keep track of all the different, like literally 100 different traffic sites that I can use to send traffic, cold traffic, to whatever I want to promote. And I have them categorized. And again, if you don't know how to do this, make sure that you go back and watch the videos of the 10-day sign-up challenge, because that teaches you how to focus on this. But essentially, I have priority 1, 2, 3, and 4 sites. And then I have some that don't have any priority, meaning they weren't good enough to fall into any of these. So 1 are sites that are converting well for me. So based on the results I've gotten in the last 30 days, all the sites that are marked category 1 are sites that work well for me. So these are sites that I have proven that work for me. And that's where you always want to make sure that you send your ads from first. Now, in addition to these being proven, I also, of course, have all of my sites in here. And even though my sites may not be the highest converting sites that I use, it doesn't cost me anything to mail them. So it's important, and I can mail them every day. So it's important that I use them because it's super, super easy. I always say you want to make sure you're spending your time and your money on sites that convert. But if you have a traffic flow that literally takes no time and no money, then you're going to want to keep that flowing too, even if it's not converting that well, as long as it's not distracting your time and your resources from better converting sites where you would get more results. So in my case, because I own the sites, I can mail them, every day, and I don't have to do anything to earn credits. So because I've got literally millions of credits at the sites built up, I don't, these are always on my top 1. And of course, the other advantage is that all these sites are linked with the speed mailer. So that allows me to just put the mail in once and send it from 27 different sites. So obviously that makes it super easy. If I had to mail each of these 27 sites individually, I would probably not have them all as priority 1, because that would be too much work. I would have to put them where they actually fall. And some of them would be priority 1, some of them would be priority 2, some would be 3, some would be 4. But because it's so easy with speed mailer, I mark them all as priority 1. Then you can also see I've got viral URL in here. I've got list Joe, because those are sites that are converting for me. Now we're into category 2. Category 2 are sites which are listed as best converting at whatever the current launch is. Now, if you went and you looked at your best converting sites at Extreme Traffic System right now, there's not much there because we don't have any traffic yet. We don't have any traffic to analyze. So what I want to do is I want to go back and I want to look at the most recent launch. Now, give it a few days and there will be best converting sites at the new site at Extreme Traffic System too. But the last launch we did was 10x Mailer. So if I just clicked back over here to your Success Advantage, if I go look at 10x Mailer and I go log in there, I can look at what were the best converting sites for 10x Mailer. So I go down here to Promotion Tools and I go Best Converting Sites, and here they are. So I went through this list and I marked all of those sites that were on this list as priority 2 in my spreadsheet. Because if they were converting really well for 10x Mailer over the last 2 weeks, even if I wasn't using them, they'll probably convert well for this new launch because it's also a traffic-based launch. Then 3 is sites which are showing as best converting in traffic-wise. So traffic-wise, and again, I'm skimming this really quickly today because I went in it in detail in the videos in the 10-day sign-up challenge. So you can always go back and get the detail of showing you exactly and explained it and everything. Traffic-wise is on every one of my sites. And this is the analysis of all traffic to all offers across all sites, all broken into a single list. So this is how well sites converted over 1.5 million visitors in the last 30 days. So if I look here at the top 50 converting, then I'll see a list of sites here. Some of these may be the same as the sites on the best converting for 10x Mailer. There will be a lot of overlap, but some of them won't. Some of these will not be on the 10x Mailer site, like List Outbreak, for example. That's not on the 10x Mailer list, probably because we didn't get enough traffic from it to have it pop on the list. We need at least 500 visitors from a site before we show it on the list. So we didn't get 500 visitors from List Outbreak for the 10x Mailer launch, but we got more than 500, 906 in fact, for all the launches combined in the last 30 days. So that pops up on this list. So these are category 3. These are good converting sites, but not that weren't on the list for the most recent launch. And the ones that I add to my spreadsheet from here are the first thing I want to look at is how my conversions work. So back to the spreadsheet, best converting for me, my best converting sites, then best converting for the current launch, then traffic-wise best converting, and then category 4 is, if you want to have that many sites, is ones which are top 100 sign-up sites. So on this list, you'll see some sites like Free Advertising for You, which doesn't convert very well, 633 visitors per sign-up. So it wouldn't show on any of the other lists, but it still gave us 76 signups in the last 30 days because it generates a lot of traffic. Remember, I always said your conversions are based on traffic quantity and traffic quality. Some sites have very high quality and very low quantity. And then other sites have very high quantity and very low quality, or lower quality. Very low quality you wouldn't want. So Free Advertising for You is an example of that. Now, ultimately, remember that when you're generating traffic, you're either paying money for it or you're paying time for it. You're either trading your time or you're trading money. So if you're trading your time, we can look at and say, well, this site generates a lot of visitors or this site has really good conversions. But how much time does it take to generate one sign up there? That's a measurement that I can't measure and can't put on a chart for you. Only you can. If you know you're spending a lot of time at, say, Free Advertising for You, and you're not getting enough signups for every hour of your time, well, then that's up to you to make those judgment calls. You're the final arbiter of where you're going to promote. This is just a way to rank your sites in a spreadsheet so you know where to start. And the reason we rank them this way is because I start at the top of the list and I work my way down, which means that if all I get to today is halfway down the priority twos, well, then I know I emailed all the priority one sites and I emailed half the priority twos, which would have been a lot better than just having a random list. And then I ended up spending time sending emails from a lot of sites that weren't priority ones or twos. Maybe I started and I was doing priority 4 because I never assigned priorities and ordered it. So if I just start up here and work my way down, then I know I'm getting the sites where I'm going to get my best conversions. And that's going to keep my traffic quality high. Okay, so let's actually get to it and start actually doing some promotions. So as a setup for the promotions, this is the email that I sent to you 2 hours ago. And at the bottom of it was the swipe email that you could use to promote. Okay, so I've got that. And then, of course, I have Extreme Traffic System open. I'm just going to move these windows around to make it a little easier here. And if I go into Extreme Traffic System, go to Promotion Tools, and look at Referral Pages, that's my URL. So that's my URL that I need to use. That actually is not my URL. I'm logged in as somebody else. Okay. All right, let's fix that. Sorry about that, Gregory. I was logged in as you into Extreme Traffic System for some reason. Of course, prior to a launch, I'm in there fixing problems for people and checking things out. Sometimes the system gets confused. All right, so now let me go back over here. I'll go back to the dashboard in your Success Advantage, and I will log in again and make sure I'm on there. Now I'm in my account. Hopefully I'll stay there. So I'm going to bring that back over here. I'm going to go Promotion Tools. I'm going to go Referral Pages. Okay. Now, what I like to do is I like to take the swipe copy, which is, all of this here, and I like to put it in a notepad. And the reason is I can then edit it any way I want. And so I go Notepad, just type it in my search, open up the Notepad app. So now I copied that and now I paste it, Control V in here. So I've got some subject lines I can use. I've got some email body I can use. I can put my name at the bottom of the email body. Okay. And I can also copy my URL in here. So now I've got this, I can close that out and I can just select that, Control C to copy it. Back over to Notepad, Alt-Tab. This is part of the reason why I like to use Notepad, because then I can switch between my browser window and the Notepad window using just Alt-Tab. Switching between browser windows requires you to use Control-Tab, and it takes longer because you got to scroll around them. You can't just go back and forth between active ones. Okay, so now I'm back here with my spreadsheet again. Okay, now I'm going to actually, just to make my life a little easier, I'm going to move this spreadsheet into its own window. So right now it's its own tab. I just grabbed it, pulled the tab down, which puts it in its own window. So now those other windows are not in here with me, clouding my view. And the reason is I'm going to open multiple sites at once. So I'll start with the speed mailer site. So I'm going to go ahead and I can open up any of the sites that are speed mailer sites. I only need to do one. So I'm just going to go to WebBiz Insider because it's the top here. So because I put the members area link here, I can just mouse over it and then click sign in. And it takes me to WebBiz Insider. I could also, of course, click any of the links in the linked sites. I have my password saved here, so it's pretty straightforward. All right, so here I am in WebBiz Insider. So I want to send an email from WebBiz Insider promoting the new launch. So I'm going to go down here and say send emails, send an email. Now it tells me I have enough credits to email the entire membership. If I did not have enough credits to email the entire membership, then it would go back here and it would mark earn credits for WebBiz Insider to yes, okay? Because this column of earn credits is what guides my actions when I'm doing an earn credits session. I only earn credits at sites that say yes, okay? And again, that's all in the 10-day sign up. If I've got lots of credits, why would I earn more credits there? It's wasting my time. So I'm going to click here to email. Now it's not going to let me email today because I already sent an email today, technically in the system, but it wasn't promoting the launch. It's just the way the system works. I always have to email next day. You think I get an advantage since I own the site. Instead, I have a disadvantage. But so I'm going to click here to schedule my email. And the earliest date it's going to let me pick is tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and promote tomorrow. So click available. I'm going to pick a time. Let's go early, like 7 a.m. Okay, click to enter my email. So now I'm to the point here where I put in my subject, my email body, etc. I stop, okay? And you would have seen this in the 10-day sign up because I want to line up multiple sites so that I can paste into all of them at the same time. So I'm not sending sites one at a time. So all the rest of these sites that are part of the speed mailer, I don't need to log into and send because I'm going to clone it from WebBiz Insider to all those using speed mailer. So the next one on my list is viral URL. So I'm going to log in there. Not a robot. Log into my account. Skip the one-time offers. Click there, click. Sometimes I get impatient, don't wait long enough. Okay, so then I can go to mailer and I want the random mailer. And it said I can send an email right now, which I already knew because it's in my spreadsheet. Notice it says here, email today, yes. That's because it's based on these calculations of the, so here I can email at viral URL every 4 days and I last emailed on the 28th. So the next time I could email would be on the 1st. It's now the 3rd, so I can definitely mail yes. This is a formula. It does it automatically. I do not have to type yes in there. I just change the mailing date and then it will tell me when I can next mail. Similar feature inside Extreme Traffic System when that launches on Friday. That feature launches on Friday. Obviously, the site launches today. So viral URL, I can go ahead, I can mail, and here is where I'm going to put in the subject and the text message and etc. So I got that one's ready to mail. So now I can go back to my spreadsheet and I can pick the next one. So list Joe. I'm going to log in here. Now, you can see it says here that I should be able to email at list Joe. It is yes. So passwords are saved in Chrome. Skip the one-time offers, skip the Chrome messages, skip the one-time offers, continue with the login. I want to go to send a mail and send a mail. So here I am, available now. I can spend up to 1,000 credits. And here is the form to fill in. So I've gotten that one ready to go. Next, I'm going to go to Email List Pros. It says that, yes, I can email them. Now, because I haven't emailed in a few days, I should be able to mail it pretty much everywhere. Go ahead and log into Email List Pros. I skip these offers unless I'm going to earn credits. And of course, same thing, one-time offer. I press the end key on the keyboard, takes me to the bottom of the page, and then the end key again. And then I don't have to scroll. And then continue to the members area, mailer. And it said that I have one mail ready, so I can email here. So that one's ready to go. I go to the next one, say Leads and Profits, which is also Frank Salinas' site. You'll notice it looks very much like the one we just left. in. No sense in sticking around. I'm not getting credits for that. Go to the members area. Skip the one-time offer. Go to the members area. Lots of one-time offers. Go to the members area. Go to the members area. And several clicks later, I'm ready to go and send my mail. So it says I can send a mail here. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sites set up and ready to mail. Now, if I was doing this and I wasn't doing it live and trying to keep it short for the purposes of not tying you up for hours, like if I was going to promote all afternoon, I'd probably line 10 sites up because that's going to make the next step much easier. So the next step is I have to paste in a subject line and a message body and a site URL. So now I can go back to my notepad and I can click on it down here, or I can use Alt-Tab until I get to my notepad. There it is. I just Alt-Tab, tab, tab until I got to notepad. So I'm going to actually start with the URL. So I'm going to put the URL in first. So I'm going to copy that, Control-C. And then Alt-Tab back over here, and I'm going to put the URL in here. And then I can use Control-Tab to switch to the next one. Put the URL in here, Control-Tab. URL goes here at this site, Control-Tab. Now here at viral URL, the URL actually goes in the message itself. So I'm not going to paste it there. And then here at WebBiz Insider, put the URL in there. So you see, when I line them up, then I can copy once and paste, 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 instead of copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, automating the process and doing it in batches makes you more efficient. You get more mails out, you get more traffic, you get more signups. Alt-Tab back over to my notepad. Now I'm going to copy on the message. I'm not going to change the message in any way, except that I have to add the URL to it at viral URL. So I'm going to start back here at the beginning. I'm going to Control-V, paste, Control-Tab, click, Control-V, Control-Tab, click, Control-V, Control-Tab, click. Now here's where I have to put the URL in, but I'm going to come back and do that because I want to put what I'm pasting now in everywhere. And then I'm just going to copy the URL from here, and I'm going to go back to viral URL, and I'm going to put it in the message. Not many sites where you put the URL in the message, but viral URL is one of them. So now I've got my URLs in, and I've got my text in. Now I need subject lines. So I'm going to Alt-Tab back over here. Now I've got 3 subject lines that I suggested that you use. It's good if you change them a little, so that your mail, especially when the launch is just going out, so that your mail does not have the exact same subject line as everybody else who's promoting right now. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to suggest it because, again, I'm trying to do things quickly since we're online here. So I'm going to copy the first URL, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the first site. And because I have 3 URL choices, oops, I put it in the wrong place there. Click on the message subject. Because I have 3 choices of URLs to use, I'm going to use a different one at each of the sites. So this one will get subject lines, 3 different subject lines to use. I'm going to use a different one at each site so that I'm not sending all my mails with the same subject line. So this one's going to get subject line 1, this one's going to get subject line 2, this one's going to get subject line 3, this one's going to get subject line 1 again, so I can copy that in here, and this one's going to get subject line 2. So here's subject line 2, copy it, Alt-Tab back over to Chrome, and I'm going to put subject line 2 in here, in here. Right. And then I'll tap back over, select subject line 3, and because I only have 5 sites and 3 subject lines, subject line 3 is only going at 1. Okay. So now I've got these all essentially set up and ready to submit, but now I want to go back and go through each one and make sure that I haven't made any mistakes. And so new launch, blah, 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 that looks good. This looks good. The site URL looks good. I have to select how many credits. At this site, I can use 300 credits. And I do want to send it to my downline members at Leads and Profits. I have 27 people under me there. I can send to them free. And now I can go ahead and send. Now, it's going to do a test of it. I'm not waiting around. I'm going to the next one. And I'm going to keep going. I'll come back and make sure that all the tests and things are done later. I can do 300 here, and I have 19 downline members. Send, Control Tab. Here, if I want to see, make sure my mail looks right, I can click on Preview Mail. That pops in a new window. This is what it's going to look like. Make sure that's, well, it's going to a list show earning link, so I'm going to assume it's okay. I put the right URL in. I'll double check it. Yep, right URL. And then go ahead and send message here. Then Control Tab to the next one. This is viral URL. This is going to 14,000 people using credits. Save, track links, offer incentive. I could preview the mail. I got the URL in there, so I'm just going to say send mail. And I'm not going to wait. Control Tab to the next one. So now we're at the speed mailer at WebBiz Insider. So this all looks good. I'm going to check my email links. I have to test them to make sure they don't break frames. I have to click and wait here until it finishes. Good time to get a drink of water. Site is approved. Okay, okay. Now that the sites have been checked, and you can put more than one URL in your body at my sites. So that's why you might have to check multiple URLs here if you were promoting multiple things in a single email. But I only used the one link, so I didn't have to do that. So next step. So now the speed mailer is going to go and say, at all of the other linked sites, where can you mail? So it's going to send it to all of the ones that are checked. Now, the only thing you want to watch out here, it's not on the list yet because the mailer's not turned on for Extreme Traffic System yet. You don't want to send a mail promoting a site to the site that you're promoting it at. I wouldn't want to send a mail at Extreme Traffic System promoting Extreme Traffic System. Everybody who got the mail is already a member of the site. That would be a waste of credits and make me look stupid. But that's not a problem here because I can't mail at Extreme Traffic System. But when I was mailing to promote 10x Mailer, I didn't want to promote 10x Mailer at 10x Mailer, so I would just uncheck 10x Mailer, and then it would go to all the sites except that. But in this case, I wanted to go everywhere. And if for some reason it can't send it because you don't have any credits or etc., or because you've already sent a mail there at the time that you scheduled, then it will tell you, and there won't be a checkbox next to it. If it tells you you can't mail because you don't have credits, you know what to do. Before you click this next button, you go back over to your spreadsheet and you mark any ones where you don't have enough credits as earned credits yes, so that you know after you're done sending all your mails today and you go to earn some credits, you know where you need to earn credits. But in my case, I've got lots of credits at all these sites, so they can all stay no. So I'm just going to approve that mail to be sent. That sent it at WebBiz Insider and is now cloning it at all these sites. So I put the email in once, and because I had enough credits at all of these sites, I actually emailed like 35,000 people instead of 3,000 people, all with a single try. That's why these sites stay on my number one, because it's so easy and they convert pretty well too. So it's the best of both worlds. So I'm done with WebBiz Insider now. I can close it, go back to my spreadsheet and change the last email date. And I, of course, have to change it for all these sites. So today is 2/3, so 2-3, and then I'm going to copy that, Control C, and then to all the rest of the sites that I speed mailed. And now you can see when I changed that, it now changed it and said I can next email on 2/4, and email today is now no, because I can't email today. So now I'm done with that one. Let's go check out viral URL. viral URL. It's been scheduled to be sent. So that one went out successfully. I know I have tons of credits here, so I don't need to earn credits. I'm already aware of that. So I'll close that, go back over to my spreadsheet and say that I emailed this one on 2/3. So now I'm not going to be able to email there again until 2/7. And notice I made a note here that was currently down, but it is back up. So, and as is list Joe, so I can delete those notes. So now here is list Joe. So let's go make sure everything went successfully. List Joe, send in your email, etc. I know I have lots of credits list Joe. And you can see it also went out here at Email List Pro and also went out here at Leads and Profits. And I know I have lots of credits at those ones too. So I can change this date again. I can copy again, copy, Control V, paste, Control V, paste, Control V, paste. So now those ones are all sent out. I've done all my priority ones and I've started on my priority twos. So now the next thing I would do would be to continue down the list. Now you can see I have some of these sites, like here, Mail, I have marked as I need to earn credits. So even though I could mail there today, I can't because I don't have any credits. Now, when I go and I earn credits at Mail, after I've done an earning session and I've earned enough credits at Mail that I'll be able to mail again, then I change it in my spreadsheet to no again, meaning I know I can mail there again, but I can't mail at Mail, Hercules, or Jones Fritz because the last time I tried to mail there, I couldn't mail because I didn't have credits and I haven't earned any since. So I can just have to continue down my list. And you just work your way down the list and mail as many sites as you can. If you have your list ordered by priority, then you have to always remember that you're going to get 80% of your signups from 20% of your traffic, and more specifically, from 20% of your traffic sites. So if I've got 100 sites in here, I'm going to get 80% of my signups from the top 20 converting sites. And what that means is I don't have to email 100 sites every day. If I email those top 20, that is the most important thing for me to do, the top 20%. In my case, I have 100 sites, so 20% is 20 sites. But if I kept mailing down to, now you can see I've gone further, and that's because, of course, my sites are the first 35 sites. But if I emailed these next 20 sites, the ones that are from 36 to 56, just those sites there, that would get me 80% of all the signups as if I emailed all of them. That is why the tracking is so important, because it makes sure that you're spending your time where it really matters. So really, these sites that I need to earn credits at, I really should be earning credits at because they're good sites. Should I earn credits at site number 97? Probably not, because I'm probably never going to get that far down on the list. And even if I did, the time I spend there is probably not going to pay off as well as the time that I spent on a site that's at position number 30. And that's just the reality of how it works. And it is the secret to getting the most signups possible, is you don't waste time doing the 80% of work that only generates 20% of your signups, unless you got time to waste and you got nothing better to do. You know, if you're deciding, are you going to watch another season of House of Cards on Netflix, or are you going to generate more traffic for your offers? Well, I'd go further down on the list and generate more traffic, you know, but I certainly wouldn't email a site that's in the 87th position before I emailed the site that was in the 6th position. And that's why it's important to order them. So as I continue today and promote, I will promote further down this list, but I'm not going to do it all live. But I will go through and I'll just keep doing the process that I just showed you with 5 sites, or technically 39 sites that I just mailed. I'm going to continue that process, and I'm going to send more, 5 or 10 sites at a time. Just open them all up, log them in, get them to the point where I can put in the mail and then copy, paste, 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 paste. And of course, today being launch day, more important than ever to do this to get your mail out quick before everybody else grabs the low-hanging fruit. Now, what's really going to generate signups for today, for me, is going to be mailing my own list. So technically, your list. So mailing the people that I have that are my hottest list members, which I keep inside my ConvertKit email program, that is going to generate a way more signups than doing what I'm doing right now, which is generating cold traffic. So remember, you have cold traffic, which is strangers who don't know who you are, and you have warm traffic, which is people who already have some connection with you. They follow you on Facebook, they subscribe to your YouTube channel, or they're on your email list. So people that you have some connection with and that are going to pay more attention. Those people, the warm traffic, converts so much better than cold traffic that it's almost immeasurable. However, the only way you make connections to generate warm traffic is by taking strangers and turning them into friends. You have to, if you don't have a list yet, then you need to make sure that you're going out and getting strangers to go to web pages that are going to put people on your list. Then as you email those people, then you're going to build up trust with them, and then they're going to, you can then email them when you have something new to promote, or if you just want to share useful information with them. And those people will complement all the new people that you're bringing in. Now, this is a more intermediate / advanced tactic. And I have told you, and I told you in the session 1, I wouldn't worry about this tactic until you have at least 500 or 1,000 people on your email list. And frankly, when you get to 1,000 people on your email list, I'm going to do a training session like this, a multiple week training session. I'm going to teach you how to do it. But those people who have been part of your Success Advantage for a while and built up email lists, they mail their own lists. Plus, because their people are all in your Success Advantage, I'm mailing those same people. So they're going to get, let's say you're one of our top promoters and you've got thousands of people on your list. The people that are on his list are going to get an email from me today, mailing them because he built his list through your Success Advantage, telling them about Extreme Traffic System. They're also going to get an email from him today, telling them about Extreme Traffic System. Now, taking people who are already on your list and getting them to join a launch doesn't help build your list further because they're already on your list. But those warm people sent over to join a program are going to be much more likely to buy because they're warm. They have a relationship. They know, like, and trust you. That's why we build email lists, to get people to know, like, and trust us so that we have more influence to be able to convince them to buy stuff. So I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to actually just log into ConvertKit here. I have it open in another window, but just as easy to log in. Now, you could use GetResponse, you could use Aweber, etc. I'm going to show you this, but again, this is what you're going to do. I'm doing this right now on your behalf if you already have a list in your Success Advantage, because I'm mailing your people for you right now. But this is what you're going to do when you have a larger list, or if you already have a larger list that you're mailing, in order to also promote a launch. So you can see that in ConvertKit right now, I have 14,187 people in here. I have an average open rate of 15% and an average click rate of 1.48%, and I've sent 4 million emails. Well, that's a lot of emails. So my list is much larger than this, but these are the super active people. So I only keep people in here who either have joined in the last 30 days or have opened an email in the last 90 days. So if you're on this list and you have not opened an email from me, 3 months goes by, you don't open an email, you'll be removed from the list. That's why it's got a 15% open rate, is because it's a clean list. Okay, so again, this is what I'm doing now on your behalf. If you have a list, and you can see all the mails I send to all my different groups are in here. So here's emails that were sent to you as members of Extreme Traffic System, and members that were sent to you, or emails that were sent to you as part of your Success Advantage in just the last 24 hours. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go steal an email. I'm going to go back in my past messages here by a couple of weeks, and I'm going to steal an email that I used to promote the 10x mailer launch. So you can see this one here, new launch gives you 3,000 free credits. I sent it to 13,000 people, all the people that were not already part of 10x mailer. And I got 96 clicks on that email. And I know that that email generated about 70 signups for me from this email. Now I kept mailing them every day. And in the end, I added many more than that. Let's actually switch windows. I said I wasn't going to switch windows, but let's do that. If I go over and look at 10x mailer, and I look at my conversion stats, you can see that this not trackable is my list. This is my list, and google.gm right there, android.gm, that's people from my list. So I got 272 signups plus another 56 signups. So I got 338 signups, which ultimately were put under whoever brought them in to your Success Advantage. But I got 338 signups from mailing my list for the 10x mailer launch. At least that. Those are the ones I can directly attribute to it. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm mailing my list about the launches and getting those signups for you. So let's go back over there. All right, so I'm going to just clone a previous mail, and then I'm just going to change it to be talking about I gotta find it again. New launch gives you 3,000 credits. Okay, to be talking about the new launch instead. So I'm going to duplicate it. And again, every different autoresponder, GetResponse, Aweber, etc., looks different, works different. So I want to send it to all my subscribers, except in this case, people that were already part of 10x mailer. But now I want to send it. I don't want to send it to people that are already part of ETS. So I have to have that in my autoresponder, who belongs to which program. So that's going to be 14,018 people, because there are not that many people that belong to ETS yet. So first announcement of Extreme Traffic. Okay. And next step. So this is the actual email. This is why I cloned it, because I already started with the format already made out. New launch automates and organizes your mailers. Now I'm just going to write this literally off the top of my head, but as we do this, so I might not talk as much during this section. So today is the 3rd. So it is February 3rd, and better if I spell it right. I'm a fast typer, not an accurate typer. And believe it or not, it is sunny and 48 here today in the middle of winter. Okay, so this first part I keep the same. So then this is the part where I talked about 10x mailer. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to insert my new one. And then I had a PS line where I talked about 10x mailer. So I'm going to take that out. All right, so this one's going to be a little bit more of a story. keep my paragraph short in these emails because I don't want to start to whenever you're writing emails to people, you always want them to be easy to read, to look like they're going to be easy to read. Big, long paragraphs of text, more than 3 or 4 sentences long, make it look like an encyclopedia, and that does not look easy to read. So I break it down into very short paragraphs, each one making, one primary point. I can just write emails like this without a lot of planning because, of course, I've been doing it for 20 years. So I'm writing email every day for the last 20 years. Then you kind of you start to talk in email speak. But I always try to make my emails like a conversation anyway. So it pretty much is just exactly how I would say it if you were sitting and I was saying it to you anyways. Um, I'm not going to make a super long email today because you're grabbing low hanging fruit, right? So it doesn't take a lot to convince people. So sometimes writing a lot at the beginning when you're trying to get the people that are easy to get can actually be a deterrent because they just want to sign up. You don't need to sell them that hard or convince them. So I will be keeping it short. I'm not going to talk about how the system works or et cetera. I'm just going to say the system, it's in there, it's automated, go and get it, essentially. Um, capitalization and spelling mistakes and such. Comma in there. And then I want to obviously bold the key points, but I'm going to put my, make that link to my sign up link. Of course, anybody who comes in from my sign up link gets reassigned to the sign up, to the accounts of whoever brought them into the system. That's how your Success Advantage works. So this is generating signups for your Success Advantage people here. So insert. All right, so now I have to decide what I want bolded. I mentioned this in previous trainings, but I like to bold the words so that if somebody just read the bolded parts, they'd still get the message. So you don't want to bold too much because then it takes away. The bold is just to highlight the key points. So like just this sentence here. This sentence. Of course, this sentence. That sentence. This sentence. That sentence and that sentence. So if somebody just read those bolded sentences, would the message actually make sense? Because some people are going to skim it, and that is all their eye is going to read, is going to be what I made stand out. I bolded a little too much here. Sentence. Notice I even bold partial sentences. And I got to fix my capitalization, and there still could be another error or two in here somewhere. So I'm going to do a quick scan on it, but I'm going to check it again on the next page. It's good to make sure that you don't make too many mistakes, because when you're emailing your list and you want them to know, like, and trust you, they're more likely to trust you if they don't think you're being sloppy. I think I'm going to bold this sentence too, because that's a nice point to drive home. The goal of the message, obviously, the goal of the subject line is to get them to open the email. The goal of the message is to get them to click the link and be pre-warmed up to be interested in signing up on the other side. Then they'll get to the other side, and when they get to the other side, I'm not going to put a PS line on this one. When they get to the other side, hopefully what they see on the sign up page will then take them the rest of the way of convincing them to actually join. All right, that looks good. I'm going to go to the next step, which is the final check. Shows it kind of as it looks. I'm literally scanning it, just looking for any errors or stuff that pop out. And I'm going to click the link to double check and make sure it goes to the right place. It does. And so send broadcast, and I want to send it now, and off it goes. So that email I just sent will probably get me 50 or more signups, plus the signups that came in from the cold traffic that I promoted earlier. So that's how I promote one of these launches. Now, if you do the same and you promote the Extreme traffic system launch and anybody joins under you, then those people are going to not just be under you in Extreme traffic system, but they will also be added to your list at your Success Advantage. So this is a great way to build that list in your Success Advantage so that a couple of weeks from now, when I do the next launch, if you can sign up 50 people out of this launch by promoting it hard, then next launch, I'm going to be emailing 50 more people on your behalf. And that is, I'm going to get some of those people to sign up for the next launch under you, in addition to the new people you bring in. And then the next time we do a launch or promotion, then I'm going to be emailing 100 people on your behalf. And then some of them are going to sign up for the site, plus the new people that you bring in. And the next launch, it'll be 150, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How many people you get is completely based on the three parts of the trifecta of traffic. You need large quantities of traffic, which is done by being super efficient with your time and making sure that you're not wasting time and you're mailing as many sites as possible and actively using as many free traffic sites as possible. And you want high quality traffic, which is done by focusing on making sure that you email the highest conversion sites first. And then, of course, you want it to go to a compelling offer. And right now, the launch of Extreme Traffic System is a compelling offer, and it's going to get a lot of people to sign up, hopefully more than 1,000 people in the next 10 days. And that some of those people can be on your list if you take and you do those three things: large quantities of traffic, high quality traffic, and you send it to this offer. So I hope that helps with the training today. I'm going to wrap it up and get back to my promoting of the launch. And I suggest that you do the same. And we will be meeting again next Monday for the next session. So they're going to be every Monday and Wednesday. So next Monday, we'll have another session and we'll take a look at how things went for the launch so far, how much people are building their lists, and I'll show you how you can use Extreme Traffic System in order to help get more high quality traffic. All right, so we'll see you again then. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments to this video, and I will be happy to answer them on Facebook or YouTube. All right, thank you very much.